The other like real misconception that I see like all the time is guys worrying about girls like running off with the money. And because the OnlyFans account is in their name and we're like linking, so we like have a contract with all of our models, but we've never actually had a situation where we had to enforce the contract with any of our girls because they can see that we are. Okay, so another point to make, sorry, just before going on to that. Generally, I only try to work with girls who have attempted OnlyFans themselves. They weren't successful at it. Maybe they brought in a couple of $1,000s, but generally I try to work with creators who have tried OnlyFans themselves and they didn't quite get the results that they want. And then they come to me asking, can you help me to grow on OnlyFans? And the reason that I love that is because they never question our value. They know that they're not able to do it themselves and that it's not easy to grow an OnlyFans profile. So they're fully aware of the value that we bring to the table. Whereas if you start working with a new creator who has never done OnlyFans before, and you start growing her account very quickly, she thinks it's very easy to do, and she thinks, oh, I can just go and do this myself, which it isn't the case, and they will fail. But of course, it's quite hard to communicate that to the girls. So when you're working with creators that have tried OnlyFans themselves before, your value is never up for question, which is like a real positive for me anyway. So nowadays I only work with creators who have tried OnlyFans themselves before. And yeah, I hear a lot of like guys who are like worried about, oh, what if the girl runs off with the money? And I've never had it happen. As long as you're delivering value and keep bringing in new customers and you're growing the OnlyFans account, there's no sense in the girl running away anywhere. You're growing the profile for them. And there's such a high cancellation, such a high churn rate. Unless the model is able to continue the acquisition channels that you've set up, she isn't, at least in our cases, there's absolutely no way that they are, they would lose about 80% of the subscribers within 2 months. They would literally be back down where they started again. Like, as much as we're not stupid at all and we use like a joint bank account, like I get so many messages asking about like the banking and the financial side of things and how to make sure that people don't get scammed, whereas how to make sure that you don't get scammed as an agency. Whereas if you just redirected that attention into making sure that you deliver a great service to your models and you focus on growing their account and putting together a great campaign for them, there's no reason for them to ever run away or ever question your value at all, because you need to keep bringing new subscribers to the OnlyFans page. Yeah, as an agency, you deliver a huge amount of value to the OnlyFans page, which is why we're able to charge a 50% commission, because we deliver that much value. That if an OnlyFans girl was to do this themselves, we generally see like a 5 to 10x increase on when we take over managing an account. So for them to give away 50%, it still works out way better because we can just grow the account so much further than they ever can. Nothing being taken away from like the models at all. Is just because we have a team here, we assign multiple people to the account, and I have a very extensive background in social media marketing. Not to mention we've launched like a ton of OnlyFans models. We just have the experience, we have the team, and we have the resources to be able to grow these accounts, which most people simply haven't got access to. So yeah, don't worry so much about the banking, the security, and having, I don't know, being like too like over controlling or missing out on an opportunity because of that. As long as you deliver value and are able to grow the OnlyFans page, there's no, like, we've never had a situation where a model ran off with, tried to even leave the contract. And like on top of the only situation we have had actually, and this is one thing to watch out for, is if a model gets like a boyfriend, that is the only situation that I have had. And the boyfriend believed that he could do it himself, and they went off and tried to do it together. They didn't run away with any money, but they basically believed they could do it themselves. Within 30 days, she was applying again to rejoin the agency because they realized it's not quite as easy as they originally anticipated.